ladies and gentlemen. We have arrived here at the Benton Speedway in Benton, Missouri. Welcome back to today's show. Just came over to the grandstand side of things. You can see the pit area across the way. We just recently unloaded the 18T and we are ready to take on the All-Star Circuit of Champions for some Wednesday night 410 action. And looking at this track, it totally reminds me of Sunset Speedway Park back home. Got the beautiful green grass in the infield, and the whole racetrack kind of just feels tight. You got your straightaway, which you get on the gas, and then you have to really mash the brakes and make a hard left into the corner at both ends. But like I say, just about every place, I think with the right recipe, it has potential to put on a great show. They just got to nail the track prep and let us drivers do our thing. But racing with the All-Stars tonight, love running with them. They're some of the best in the country, along with like the World of Outlaws, and any opportunity to race against the best only makes your operation and program better. So here soon, we're gonna have engine heat, hot laps, and qualifying. Mainly, we just gotta unload and see where our baseline's at and try to work on it throughout the night. But the more speed you have at the beginning usually carries into the rest of it and provides better results. So excited and ready to bring you guys along with us for our journey tonight. Just wrapped up qualifying here at Benton. This place is exactly what I expected, just a tight little bull ring. It slicked off within like one hot lap session and it just fell off throughout qualifying. Luckily we drew kind of right in the middle, 27 410s. We were the 11th car to go out. Did lay down a good time when we went out, but since it fell off, we held on for 14th quick. I don't know, I just wasn't super happy with my car. I just feel like, you know, I don't know, I don't feel bad in some spots, but since I can't get through entry of the corner, like I just have no right rear stick, it just kills my whole corner. It kills my whole lap basically, because I go in the corner and I just feel like I'm sliding. I can't rely on getting any grip anywhere. I'm trying to find the grip out there and there's not much to rely on. So we just made a quick adjustment just to try to get the nose up a little bit, try to get a little bit more right rear stick on entry so we can carry some corner speed. Also here, I mean, we have 900 horsepower and you do not need all of it. It's crazy how slick it is and how slow it feels. But we're gonna see where we're gonna roll off for a heat race. Not a great start to the night, but it could have also been much worse. So the heat race is up next. They tried to do a little bit of track prep out there in the form of just adding water. I think that's gonna blow off quickly. We're in the second heat race, so I don't think we're even gonna see any of the effects of that. And we barely missed the invert. I was frustrated with how we time trialed, but luckily we got saved by going out at a decent point. So we ended up 14th quick, and we're gonna start 5th in our heat race. They're taking the top 6 to the feature, they're taking the winner to the dash, and then also the fastest qualifier. Every spot we'd be able to move forward here is gonna improve our main event starting position, so that's the goal, and then also see how our changes, you know, help the setup of our car. I think we're headed in the right direction, but it's tough to know when you're at a new track. Sometimes you just gotta throw things at it and see where you come out. our result on paper doesn't look great for the heat, but the good news is we made progress with our car and I felt like 10 times better out there. Finally found some stick on entry and just good grip all the way through. Like I can drive in hard now and trust my car, which just creates more corner speed. I realistically didn't go 5th to 6th. I went 9th to 6th because I spun out there, I think on lap number 2. Just misjudged where a couple of guys were in front of me and tried to be aggressive and put myself in a position to go forward because I felt good with my car. So I had to go to the back after spinning and then work my way back up to 6th and luckily snuck into the feature. Grabbed the last transfer spot, so not too bad, and think that maybe in the grand scheme of things I might have actually been better than the cars in 4th or 5th. We just kind of spread out and a couple of my laps got inconsistent. So we're headed in the right direction, happy with that, and we're gonna have 30 laps coming up here in a little bit. We just gotta see if they're gonna do any track prep. It's so slick, and right now a lot of guys are just fighting for the high side, but slowing down a lot, and we're just gonna kind of see as the track builds more character and moves around where it goes. So we're able to get down here on the racing surface just real quick. As I talked about, this place is extremely slick. At the beginning of the video, I talked about how it reminded me of Sunset Speedway Park back home, and it's almost like an exact replica. No grip on the bottom, just a little bit up top, except it doesn't build as much moisture up there and it doesn't build a cushion, which means it's almost like, almost crumbly. So not as much grip to rely on. We'll see if they work it at all. We have a dash and we have a couple support classes that need to go and then our A main event. But I'm thinking for tonight's show, it's gonna look like this, and with how gone it already is, the potential of rubber is there and we just gotta watch and see what it does. So rolling off from 17th here for 30 laps around Benton Speedway. Made some adjustments to our car, but tried not to go too far. I talked about the possibility of rubber, which means if that comes in, then we're gonna be tight. But at the same time, I felt pretty good in the heat race. If we were going into this A starting much farther up front, I feel confident from where we're at, but it is tight. It's gonna be chaos in the back, and we really just gotta work on keeping our nose clean and being in the right spot, positioning ourselves. That'll be our opportunity to go forward. fence over. We ran 30 laps and started 17th, finished 11th. I'm not as happy about my result as happy as I am. I feel like I had a really, really good car for where I started, and if it didn't lay rubber there, I think we could have gotten a handful of more positions. I think, you know, throughout the season, especially the 410 stuff, besides the places we know, we've really struggled with, you know, getting really, really good. I think we've been close, or we're kind of dancing around the setup on, you know, being okay, but tonight, after qualifying, I felt much better, you know, in the heat race, and then I felt pretty good there in the 8s, where I was able to, you know, work the high side, run the cushion, and get this thing as close to the fence as possible. So happy with that. You know, 11th doesn't really look that great on paper, so I mean, it is what it is. I think that ties for my best all-star finish, but tonight I really think that if we started closer to the front, we would have ran well and been able to maneuver before the rubber came in. And of course, once that happened about halfway, I'll kind of just follow the leader. I mean, I tried to run out of it and still rip the fence, and felt like I was at Tulare back home, just right rear on it, but it just didn't work. So overall, thanks to my team tonight, and we made some great calls with the car, and now it's like, man, I'd love to run one whole night at Benton and start where we kind of worked our way towards, because we think we would have been much better in qualifying, and like I said, that would have just led to more speed. But overall, not a bad night. Got some great notes, and you know, right outside the top 10. So I have a fan here at the end of the video that wanted to make it in. What's your name?
Kaylin.
And where are you from?
Ripley, Tennessee.
And one thing I wanted to share here on the video, she made it tonight. She's been a fan since 2016, and on Sunday you were in a car accident, that's correct? In a car accident, got rear-ended at 65 miles an hour. Got a rental car today at what time?
3 o'clock.
Finally got the rental car and made it out, because that was her plan all along since we put our schedule out. So thank you for the dedication. Sorry to hear about what happened. The fans here in Missouri are crazy. It's been awesome being here. We're just finishing up the night, and then we have a long drive to Lake Ozark. So talking about fans here, I have another one. What's your name?
Madison.
Madison, she wanted to be in the video, and you enjoy the races tonight? Absolutely. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All the fans here, I told you, Benton, Missouri's got some loyal ones. It's a super small town. Everyone shows up to the races when they run, and tonight we were able to go forwards 17th to 11th. We'll talk more about that here in a minute as we get loaded up. Before the rubber came in, it was right on the fence on exit of both corners. To recap the race, got a couple freebies early, kind of maintained where I was at 16th, 17th. We had an early crash, got a couple of spots, and then I found the high side, and I was able to drive in hard on entry and just get your right rear in the grip from center off, and it launches you down the straightaway. It was definitely better than the bottom the first couple of laps, and then we had a red, and then I don't know if just enough guys migrated to the bottom as it went on, I'm sure, and it just got clean, and then it started to lay rubber, and I noticed that I think I passed Zach Dahm right on the restart, ran the top, and he drove back by me, and then I realized I was struggling to kind of stay with him as, you know, it was starting to lay rubber and get fast around the tires. And once that happens, I mean, it really sucks. I felt like I was better than a couple of the guys in front of me, and even though I was maybe still better than some of the cars in front of me, like, what do you do to pass? Like, I tried to go out of the rubber and rip the fence, had my right rear up there, and it just didn't work. Overall, the key takeaways for the night, and what makes me the most happiest, is we made, you know, several changes to our car, and it responded. It gained grip. It made it to where I could move around. I could trust it. I could have confidence in the 18T, and that's so important racing with those guys, because if you don't feel good about your car, it's impossible to beat the top 410 drivers in the country. There's no other way to say it. So tonight, to kind of not feel great in hot laps, not feel great in qualifying, but make changes and, you know, start in the back, and I just wish we could have started farther up front, because I think we could have showed, you know, where we were at. And like I said, I just want to run another night at Benton, but that's just how the process goes, and you take what we learned tonight and take it to other racetracks, and if we're ever back at this little joint. Big thank you to all of my partners: Shane DeWald Trucking, RTR Diesel Performance, Next Gen Def, Carson, Lafarge, ABC Powder Coating. We also have Pit Stop USA, Earth Environmental, Fast 4 Media, Canopy Country, D-Ray Designs, Full Send Racing, and Veenendahl Trucking. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. Without my family, this would not be possible. Happy to be out here in the Midwest. We're making progress. 11th tonight. Obviously, by no means satisfied. You know, we could say we're content, but we want to be better, and we just got to work on unloading with good speed and work on our baseline package and keep heading to these racetracks throughout the state of Missouri, Iowa, and then into South Dakota this weekend. See you all in the next one. Deuces.